Nairobi Women Rep Esther Passaris now has a new job. Someone may wonder, what kind of new job am I talking about? And the job here is simple: overpraising President William Ruto. Kenyans, especially those on X, are wondering what is happening to Esther Passaris, because overpraising the president is not something good, definitely. Okay, you can acknowledge the good things the president is doing, but you cannot overpraise. But in this case, what is coming out is that Esther Passaris is overpraising President Ruto. And the president himself could be wondering what is happening to Esther Passaris. Every move President Ruto makes, Esther Passaris has to tweet praising that move. Whatever President Ruto does at State House or any other place, it shall be, Esther Passaris must mention it and praise it. And not just hawk-eyed Kenyans, even those who don't pay attention to her have noticed the overpraises. And Kenyans are not sparing her. And that's why they are telling her, no, this is too much, Esther Passaris, because if you continue with this way, you are likely to praise even what doesn't deserve any praise. But there's something unique Esther Passaris knows about President Ruto, and she mentions it in this clip.
Some of you like calling me Shosho, and I'm a Shosh, so you know what? I'm proud of being a Shosh. I'm going to be 60 this year, nothing to be ashamed of. You know what? I also admire Ruto. I admire the president, so get with it. I don't give a crap about what you think. Just because I'm in Baba's party doesn't mean I have to hate Ruto. I can't. I don't hate anyone. It's not in my psyche. It's not in my being. I love the president. All right? So get that. I love the president. I love the way he does things. I love his dedication and his commitment to serving this country. All right? He's not perfect. Just like I'm not perfect. But you know, there's certain things that he does that really touch my heart. Like, you know, the little girl who didn't want to go to school and how he found out who she was and where she lives and talked to her and has promised to go and see her in her school. You know something? These kind of things happen very rarely, and when they happen, they're special and they touch her life, and she will never forget this. This is going to be, can you imagine being 4-year-old and you're talking to the president? So come on, guys. You know what? You can't hate from Monday to Friday, 24/7, 365. All right? There are things that I probably will not like about the president, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to start hating just to hate. You know, it's not like if you're with Baba, you can't be with Ruto. If you're in ODM, you can't support government. By the way, opposition is also in government. Get that into your heads.
She's right to some extent that you can't hate for too long. By the way, let me tell you this. When you hate too much, what happens is that your stress hormones will go up. And when that happens, your entire being will be sort of shut down. So you can't properly function. But there's something called adulation, where you overpraise someone, even if they have not done something good. That is what Esther Passaris is doing. And that's why Kenyans are having a problem with her. See this. Disclaimer, I am not promoting any product here. This is what Esther Passaris tweeted when she saw President Ruto enjoying Pepsi. The president savoring the taste of Pepsi in style, a gesture of support for manufacturing in Kenya and products that create employment for our youth. Not just a sip of a drink, but a sip of hope, patriotism, and economic progress. A Kenyan who noticed that this one did not deserve much praise mentioned this: wewe ukiendelea hivi naona soon ukimsifu akienda choo. Something like, his determination to poop is a sign of resilience amidst tough economic times. It is not just a lump of poop, but a symbol of concreteness, patriotism, good gut health, and sign of liveliness. Come on, Esther. And Okayo Joshua, he said this. Now you've become his blogger. And atheist_KE. Drinking Pepsi is not equivalent to support for manufacturing. Passaris, go back to school. There's so many replies to that tweet that I just read to you previously. And people are wondering, why all this? And personally, I also don't really understand why Passaris thinks that when the president tests, Pepsi, he is promoting manufacturing. For sure, come on, guys. How does it even promote manufacturing? Especially when we all know that Pepsi company, it's not Kenyan. it is American. So how does President Ruto, severing taste of Pepsi in style, promote local manufacturing, especially if the company is not even Kenyan? These tweets from Passaris are so many, so I just sampled a few, and the replies are chaotic, they're abusive, so I couldn't share them here, at least to stay modest. Some of these tweets are informational, at least they inform Kenyans what the president is doing. Like this one, it is informing Kenyans that, the president is keen on ensuring that 100,000 young Kenyans are empowered. And there's also another tweet where President Ruto was with President Emmanuel Macron. They met actually in New York just recently during United Nations General Assembly. The issue Kenyans have with Esther Passaris is, why is she becoming a blogger? Why is she praising President Ruto all the time? Because at no time will you read anything that is constructively criticizing the president. For her, it is praises and praises and praises, a heap of praises. So this is why Kenyans have a problem with her. Why are you praising the president all the time at the expense of doing your job? Because you are elected to do a job. Why can't you focus on that job and be informing us that, okay, as a Nairobi Women Rep, I've done A, B, C, D. That is what Kenyans want to hear. Not you telling us, okay, President Ruto was with so and so, President Ruto made so and so, that is going to empower us and all that. Because even other members of parliament are not doing the same, even though they are closer to President Ruto than her. For her, it is becoming too much, and Kenyans are saying, no, enough is enough. So generally, what do you think about what Esther Passaris is doing? Is she overpraising President Ruto? Okay, I have been using the word overpraise and all that. Maybe she's not overpraising. So I would like to know, in your genuineness, what do you think about this? Is she becoming sycophantic or obsequious at the expense of serving Nairobians just to please the president?